mamas, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is winter here in the UK, so you guys know by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the sun is already going down. So I'm forever chasing the sun. I'm in my daughter's room. So you see all of these little things. It's her room that I'm in. The sun is always really beautiful in here. So today I wanted to speak to you all about having a calm mind. Okay, so I'm going to speak about a bit about hypnobirthing. I'm going to bring it also into motherhood and how I have been using the calm mind method and the things that I have been doing. Now I'm a mom. Now I'm staying at home with my daughter. I'm working from home and being a wife and doing all the things. Okay, so let's begin about the calm mind. So there's this diagram and it'll probably pop up after here. So the diagram here that I use during my hypnobirthing, I am trained with the Natal Hypnotherapy School of Hypnobirthing. And we use this diagram that goes like this. So there's the calm mind, and then I'll go into how we create the calm mind. But the purpose of the calm mind during birthing is, of course, for us to be able to have deep breathing. So when we're calm or when we relax, we tend to breathe deeper, right? Because we are calm. And when we deep breathe, sorry about that, when we deep breathe or when we breathe deeper, right? So if you just do that right now, just inhale really big and let out, right? You tend to be relaxed because you are taking your time, as opposed to if you're panting, taking very sharp breaths, right? You feel energized and you feel like upbeat, but we don't want that. We're doing deep breathing, which leads to relaxation. Okay, and during birthing is so important that you are relaxed, because then when you are in a deep relaxed state due to deep breathing, you tend to have an increase in the oxytocin level, which is a huge birthing hormone. So oxytocin is present throughout our entire lives, right? But it's so much more important during pregnancy and birthing, and this is one of the major hormones that's going to help you with birthing your baby in a most positive way, right? Because this hormone does all of the work. It's responsible for the breast milk supply, it's responsible for your uterus recontracting, and most of all, it's responsible for getting your baby through that birth canal and into your wonderful arms, okay, your waiting arms. So we want an increase in oxytocin, and the oxytocin could be described as the love hormone. Okay, it releases because it's all the pressure points on your bodies in your body, and it releases when you are feeling touched, when you're feeling loved. So for example, when we're lovemaking and all of these things, oxytocin is flowing through our bodies. And so when we have relaxing massages, when we're having warm baths during our pregnancy, that helps the release of oxytocin. So let's think, if you're having a warm bath, if you're having a massage from your partner or whomever, you're deeply relaxed, and that is very important. So from that increase in oxytocin, it then goes to helping you to manage that pain. One of the things that we say in hypnobirthing, and this is down to you if you want to use this language, is sometimes we say sensations instead of pain, because when you hear pain, obviously it suggests like negative emotions, right? When you hear sensations, you think, ooh, lovely sensations, right? That's one way you could say. So it helps you to manage that sensation because the oxytocin is flowing through your body. You are relaxed. So therefore, as the contractions come through, you're feeling so much more calmer. You're just imagining that the contractions are bringing your baby closer to you and closer to you into your waiting arms. And that is what you want. So it feels manageable. I remember during my own birth, when I remember feeling the but I obviously don't know the oxytocin is flowing, but when I felt more relaxed, I obviously felt like, you know what, I can do this. The pain is intense, but I can totally manage, right? It felt manageable. There was no way I was like, oh my gosh, this is really horrible. It was like, oh my gosh, it's coming. My baby's coming. It's happening. Oh my gosh, it's happening. I was so excited, right? So it's totally manageable then. And then when you realize, oh my gosh, I can manage this, you tend to feel more confident. You start to trust your body, you start to trust yourself. You're like, God, we can do this. I know, like, everything is going to work out well, right? You feel good within yourself. You feel empowered. And then that leads right back into the calm mind. So you see how that goes, right? Starts with the calm mind and it ends with the calm mind. So calm mind is crucial during birthing, and that's the way it goes. Let's take this into motherhood, right? I have used the same concept throughout my motherhood experience as well. I always believe that, you know what, the more relaxed that I am, now that Zaina is turning 2, she's in this stage now where everything is no, 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 I don't want it, right? Trying to get her dressed is one story. Trying to get her to take some pictures is another story. So many times instead of getting upset, I have to take a step back and I just take deep breaths. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay, everything is perfectly fine. And I just say, Zaina, it's okay. And I walk off and then she comes to me. Okay. So we have to go back to that calm mind. And so I realize that it's much better than shouting, screaming at her. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, I do catch myself going like, Zaina! I scream and I have to catch myself. And I'm like, no, deep breaths, calm mind, right? And then she's attracted to my calm mind. And many times I find myself now speaking to her in such a calm voice. Even if I'm saying to her she's doing something wrong, I say, Zaina, what are you doing? It's absolutely not okay. And if you do not behave or if you do not stop doing this, you would have to have some time out in your room. And I'm very calm when I say it. And she listens to me. She looks at me. I said, do you want to take some time out in your room? She goes, no, no. And she eats. Okay. So having a calm mind during birthing and then bringing it back into motherhood is so important, right? And not only is going to allow your child to listen to you and really be engaged in what you're saying to them, but it also helps you to then bring back your emotions, right? You're not shouting and snapping at your kids and then you're not feeling guilty after that as well, because you know that you have handled this in the best way through that mind part of you where you're totally relaxed and you're not overthinking. So one of the things that I have been working on over these last couple of days especially is just being aware of my mind, right? My mind is constantly on overdrive. I'm always overthinking, sometimes especially when it comes to, you know, creating content and doing things in my business, right? Like I overthink so much for everything. So sometimes when I'm going to bed, I have to like put on my relaxation stuff, like listen to my meditation or watch something really calming, because my mind is like constantly in overdrive. And so in order to create that calm mind, I have become more aware of it when it's happening. So when I hear the chitter chatter going on in my head, I bring it to my attention. I stop and I say, I hear you. And then I just breathe. I just deep breathe it out. It has been a transformational time during these days. I mean, I did this before. I'm being more conscious of it now and just being aware of the chatter that goes on in our heads, especially as mothers and when we're thinking about our purpose and our calling, right? So I'm bringing all of these things in together. So even if you're not a birthing mom right now, you're not looking for pregnancy, you're not pregnant and you're not looking for birth, let's think about in your motherhood experience, right? Like you want to be able to remember who you are, right? I spoke about this in my last video, like your self-worth and being able to just like achieve and empower yourself to live in your purpose, right? And many times that our minds are going like, who are you to do this? Like you can't do this, like blah blah blah. Your life is always going to be overwhelmed, you're always going to be stressed. These things are going through our head, right? But when we could finally just say, I hear you, but I don't want to hear you, and just breathe it out, you realize how much more manageable it all seems. The overwhelm is no longer there. The anxiety, the frustration is gone because you're not listening to it. You're not taking it on. If we become aware of the thoughts and the words that are going through our head on a daily basis, we can be so much more ahead of where we want to be because we're not listening to the negative self-talk. So today I want us to practice that throughout this week before our next video. Just practice when the negative thoughts and the chatter is coming on in our head. I like to say, and one of the ladies I follow, she says, is lies from the devil. I like to say that as well. Like, that's the devil who's telling you these lies and you don't want to hear it. And you're not going to answer him back and be like, oh, I don't want to hear it. No. Don't even engage. Just be like, it's absolutely fine. Okay, just breathe into it. Don't try to talk back to it, because I used to talk back to it. I used to be like, no, this, that, I'm like, no. Now I'm like, because I'm speaking with a coach that I'm working with and it's so good, right? Like sometimes you just need that person to be able to be there for you and help you to like just go back to perspective, right? I needed that because I knew that my mind was just going into overdrive, right? When it comes to certain things in my life and my purpose and what I'm trying to achieve with my businesses. Like I needed to get back on track. And now I'm just learning to just be aware of the thought processes that are going on in my head and just breathe it out. And I remember it comes right back to this hypnobirthing thing, right? And then when that comes, I could breathe through it and I could just be relaxed into it and not engage that neocortex part of my brain that's going blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, it all feels manageable and I feel confident and I trust myself and I know that everything that I need, the answers that I need is right here. Everything is right here. And even as a first time mom, I never felt overwhelmed. And I must say, like, my husband is such a capable husband. And I think obviously that has helped me so much. The support from him has been immense because he is so sure in his way of parenting. And yes, sometimes he does things that I don't agree with because he sometimes wants to spank and I'm like, no, 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 we don't do spanking, we're doing timeout and stuff like that. But he is so sure. So I love the fact that I could see him demonstrating that kind of a confidence and that kind of trust in his parenthood and, you know, in our relationship as well. And that kind of encourages me as well, that to trust myself, look deep within. Everything that I need, the answers that I need, they're all in here. And I just need to stop the chatter, stop the negative things that are coming in because of whatever movies or people have said or whatever is happening in there, and just breathe it through and trust myself. Okay, and that's what I want you to do as well. It's not easy. I had to practice it, as I said before. It's something that I've been learning over this last couple of days. But when the negative self-talk come through, you just breathe it in. And so I want to encourage you, and I want to also extend this to you as well. If you are that mom right now where overwhelm, anxiety, stress, everything is coming on top of you now, and you just feel guilty, you feel all the negative thoughts, and you just need help going back there, I know it sounds so easy, but it works. Okay, you have just got to remember that you are worthy of all the things that you desire. You're worthy of a loving and amazing life. You are worthy of feeling calm and living in a calm mind throughout the days and not being overwhelmed by it all. If you need some help with that, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. And if you have any video or any topics that you want me to share with you on this channel, reach out. I'm happy to create it for you. So that is it for today. It's about the calm mind when we're thinking about birthing your baby and hypnobirthing, as well as when you're thinking about motherhood and how you want to be able to just like live in that purpose of like being the best mom or being whatever you want to create in your life right now. Because as a mom, like, you feel like this is your identity, right? But that's just a role that we're playing right now. We're playing the role of bringing up another human being, and we want to make sure that they're being brought up in the best way possible. And of course, that is our duty. And so it has to start with us. It has to start with us. Our calm mind has to be able to assess and do these things in the best way possible without feeling guilty or overwhelmed or overrun and all the things that are negative to us. Okay, so I'm going off on a tangent here. So that is it for today. If you need help, reach out. I'm happy to help you. Let me know if this video has helped you in any way. And don't forget to share, like, comment, and of course like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with others as well. And I will speak with you all next week. Bye now.